Yo, it's Brandon here with the School Days podcast, and I have two very special guests with me today. I have two members of the Camp family out of Camden, New Jersey. I have Terence and Foom. Man, how you guys doing today?
What's going on, bro? Appreciate you having me.
Chilling. How you guys holding up with these dark times and the pandemic and everything that's going on?
Trying to stay positive,
we just
bro.
holding our head. Yep.
Staying out the way.
I feel you. So let's jump right into this this project you have out now. Good Noises. Project Foom. So one of the songs that stood out to me was 1942 Blues. You know,
that's my favorite one on there. Actually.
You know, I could, kind of gauge where the inspiration came from for that, but like, of course, being going off 1942, but where did the inspiration, for that song come from?
Really, honestly, bro, I don't know. It just, I always hear like girls always talking about how they want 19, and like that's the most popping thing to drink right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Me, I'm a regular boy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't be buying 1942 like that, but you know what I mean? So it's like when they want 1942, so I'm like, that's what really made me think about that. And then once I found that beat, I was like, that beat is solid, bro. I got to do something with it. And then I just put the 1942 with it and just drew it up, and it came out like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't be thinking too much into stuff. It just flow.
That's what I was thinking. But you have any stories, any wild nights of 1942?
Ooh. I ain't gonna say no wild nights, but definitely when I was in Miami with my cousin, she had a little get together and everything, and that joint was definitely a situation. So out there, she had that 1942. She lived out near Miami or whatever, so they be having all types of parties and stuff. They actually having a Halloween party, but I ain't gonna be able to make it to that.
Right. No, I asked because I had 1942 one time, and that was the first and last time I had it, because I knew I was already lit before somebody popped the bottle out, and I took like a couple of shots, and then the last shot, I'm like, this was gonna fuck me up, and I was on my ass the rest of the night. So I've been a little, worried and tried ever since.
Keep it a bean with you. Really be off the Casamigos.
No, that's my main drink right now too.
The Casamigos, and I think the 1942, the Reposado. Okay. The Reposado, that joint be hitting too. Not the big bottle, but the fifth.
Right. So Terence, what's your role in the whole camp movement?
I mean, if you want to say creator, basically, I just had an idea one day. I'm like, yo, we all got something that we, striving to be great at. You know what I'm saying? So what's the way that we can put this all together where it makes sense? And we could show the world, like, we could bring the world into what we do. You know what I'm saying? Through the ups, the downs, you know what I'm saying? And really, we really all like day one friends. So like, that's even more like, when people be like, all right, you should separate friends and business. We trying to show people like, you know what I'm saying? If you got solid day ones, like you could do it with your friends, do business. You could succeed together. You know what I'm saying?
So you would say you're like the creative director of the creative collective, pretty much.
Yeah, like I do. Like I basically came up like with the brand Camp. You know what I'm saying? Camp Couture, the XIX, you know what I'm saying? Like that all came off an idea, like another realization that like, all of us are born on the 19th of different months, you know what I'm saying?
That's
so I'm like, so I'm like, yo, this can't be no coincidence. So I'm like, what's 19 in Roman numerals? You know what I'm saying? That's XIX, and we've been that ever since. It's been going on probably like 5-6 years now. We've been calling ourselves that, and then now more of, as Vern's been, transitioning to working on the album, I had the whole Camp Couture brand, in process, and now that's we getting that, pumping out soon.
Okay. I want to get back to the project with Foom. Another track I really liked was Face It. You know, it was that seemed like a really deep track, but you talked a lot about like betrayal, you know, from close friends, but also kind of like getting to a good place and getting, you know, everybody like living good, like you and your close friends, everybody like, you know, doing good. So let's talk about that track a little bit. What, you know, kind of inspired you? Did the whole camp movement and just being around the homies and like just life experience inspire the track Face It?
Yeah, so like number one, the producer on that is this boy named D. Really know him in high school, but later on we got to meet outside of high school, you know, through mutual friends and everything. This guy is fire. I keep telling him he gonna be on in a year. You know what I mean? So that's who DB is. Like where I'm saying, fucking around with DB going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the producer. So as far as like, you know, the process with that, I felt like I needed a track that was like kind of signifies what 2020 kind of been for us. You know what I mean? And I felt like, I don't know, just the vibe, you know what I mean? We've been going through so much through this year, but it's like, we got to face it. You know what I mean? We can't do nothing about it. We just got to get through it. So it was like, I don't know. In dealing with like betrayal and stuff, I mean, that goes with everybody. I mean, you got your ups and downs and different people that you meet and, you know, they come and go in and out of your life. But, you know, I mean, that was just really about, you know, as far as like us getting through this year and the highs and lows that we've been going through as a team, me personally, you know what I mean? So it was just dope to put together, and just how it sounded was really tough, bro.
Where. You mentioned how tough this year has been, but how has like the music changed during the pandemic? Has anything really changed, or you been kind of moving the same way?
What's crazy is that through the pandemic, it's allowed me to really lock in more, bro. Like, to be honest with you, like, cause I'm like, they know, like, I don't just like, boom, I'm done. I'm finished this song. Boom, I'm done. Like, I like to literally like take time, go back, reevaluate stuff. Like, okay, nah, I'm gonna take that line out. Nah, I'm not finished. I'm not gonna do that. Like, it's a whole process. I don't just do it and be like, all right, this song is done. You know.
But like content wise, you know, has that come out through the music? Like just life? Because like I feel like a lot of I know like a lot of music for a lot of artists is like living life, but you know it's kind of tough to to do that right now. So it's like, has the experiences right now come out through the music?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I could definitely say some, you know, few experiences that I'm talking about, you know, that I'm going through the course of 2020 with, for sure. But also just, you know, experiences from, you know, past situations and stuff like that. For sure.
How would you, you know, describe your sound? You know, I don't like that's not the best question to ask, because like I don't like putting artists in a box. But how would you, you know, describe your style?
And for a long time, I feel like I couldn't really like describe it because I didn't really know. But like, I don't know. It's like I definitely find myself finding a lot of different beats that's kind of all over the place, because I'm like, low key, I'm still like playing with my sound, and I feel like I'm still developing. So I don't know, like right now I'm in this whole like dark beat type mode right now. Like, I guess because it's cold. I don't know. It's just, I feel like when it get cold, it's like, I don't know, it's like bar up season or something like that. That's how I be feeling. But as far as my sound, bro, I feel like I'm kind of a little all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm still figuring it out. But I don't know. I feel like I can do a little bit of everything to keep it honest with you. You know, even I don't think I'm a singer, even though, you know, a lot of niggas be saying that I sing, but I don't think I'm a singer. I think I could just hit a few notes, you know what I mean, and just carry it well. But yeah, bro, I'm still actually developing my sound, to be honest with you.
Right. But that's interesting when you say you're you know, the music kind of changes with the seasons.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, bro.
You get more lyrical wintertime.
More lyrical? Yeah, I don't know. It's something about it. The weather change. It get cold out here.
That's funny. All right. So who would you say is like a dream collab? You know, somebody you want to work on a song or a whole project.
Collab, that's Drizzy for sure.
Right? Yeah.
It's the typical, but it's like, I don't know. We've been rocking with Drake for so long. You know what I mean? That I just feel like that would just mesh well.
Mm-hmm. Would you rap with him or because I just heard a verse he did for Young Blue that just dropped and he was like singing on that, but he killed that verse in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Look, it's just like whatever, you know, whatever how it flows. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Like, I don't mind rapping, but like my biggest thing is like I just like making music, bro. Mm-hmm. Like I don't mind being labeled a rapper and all that type of stuff, and I can rap, but me for what like why I do it is just to generally make music, bro. I just love making music.
Right.
And then the fact that I can make something that's coming from me and I'm putting my all into it and somebody really like digest that joint and they like, yo, this is tough. Like that mean the world to me, bro.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's dope. So Terence, you mentioned a little earlier as well, but Camp Couture, the clothing line. You know, you talked about everybody being born on this the 19th of some month, but how, you know, did the idea, when did you make that decision, like, let's go into business, let's start a clothing line and let's, you know, start pushing this?
I would say, what would you say, Vern, when I came to y'all with those sketches? What was that, 2017, 18?
Yeah, that might have been like 2017.
Wow.
Because, I mean, not to cut you off and jump into something else, but you was always talking about doing merch for a long time. But it was just about like me literally with the music, like you gonna dive into it. Yeah, like
making that first step. Mm-hmm. So like I don't know, I sat down, like we was talking about it, and one day I'm just like, man, like let me just sit down and see, you know what I'm saying? Like let me just draw something and sketch something and then bring it up to the homies and see what they think. Mm-hmm. And the reaction was just crazy, you know, on everything. It was like, yo, you got to do this. You got to put this out. So then from there, you know, it was just a process of figuring out, like, how can we make this work? And it's been a long process, I would say. Like, I would say from 2017, we didn't get our first sample until the end of 2018. You know what I'm saying? Which this, you know, this hoodie is a part of like that sample. We had different colors, sweatsuits come out. I think we've released, I want to say we've had a couple drops this year on Camp Couture, XIX.com. We have the Black Lives Matter tee available right now, and we also have the Camp Overload tee available at the moment. But yeah, everything's been a slow process for real. It's just one step after the next, just kind of researching, you know what I'm saying, figuring out what's next, how can we improve, how can we get better. And I just take it a step at a time, and I keep everybody involved, you know, get everybody's opinions, and that's really what helps everything move as one. Mm-hmm. So that makes it easy for me, because a lot of times, like, I'll have like the clothing side of what I want to do, but I don't have like, you know, the vision where I want it to be shot at or how I want the promo to be done. You know what I'm saying? So this is where like they all come in and helping me work. Quinn, you know, he's the photographer, videographer, you know what I'm saying? Dan, you know.
God, everything.
Yeah, basically, as far as Dan, you know, finding like setting up meetings with certain people, you know, getting exposure and everything like that. CP doing more the same thing with Vern, you know, just helping him out, finding exposure for basically everybody. And we literally just figured it out step by step. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's dope. It's coming together, it seems like.
Yeah.
So there's a question for both of y'all. Being from Camden, I feel like people sleep on Camden. I remember at one point it was like the most dangerous city in the country. Yeah. At one point, but you know, growing up from there, did it influence, you know, your art and clothing or your art and music? Does your city, you know, kind of influence what you do?
In the sense of influencing me, because All right, so I'm from Camden, but Terence is technically, he's not from Camden.
Okay, right.
He's from Red Bank, New Jersey.
Okay.
But for me, it's like a crab in the barrel mentality out here. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I feel like only out here, if you involved in something, then that's the only way you get into something. If you stay out the way, then you don't got nothing to worry about. But definitely, Camden definitely had the rep of being the most dangerous city in the country at a point. That's not something I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? But it just influenced me to do better and actually get up out of here and provide, you know, and actually, I ain't gonna say get up out of here, but in the sense of like, if I do get out of here and come back and provide for my community, because I feel like a lot of people don't do that. And there's not many people, I ain't gonna say many, there's not nobody from Camden that's really buzzing or really took off like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of talent here and it's a lot of up and coming talent, but you know what I mean? We've never had that one person where everybody in Camden, like, okay, that's the guy that's, you know, he's doing it. But it's just a crab in the barrel mentality out here, but it's like it is what you make it, you know?
Right.
So for me, it's motivation.
Right. Another question I wanted to ask you, Foom, as an artist, we see like somebody like Ice Cube catching a lot of flack nowadays, you know, for even sitting down and speaking with Trump, and you know, different artists have been, you know, speaking up and trying to get this country, you know, back to, you know, where it needs to be. So at least peaceful. Do you feel the need to talk about social issues in your music?
A little here and there, but not too much. You know what I mean? I don't mind diving into it just a little bit, but I like to try to stay away from that because it gets so touchy and so many people got so many different opinions. And
that's fine.
It's I feel like the conversation doesn't end because nobody knows where to end. So like a lot of times I don't really put that in there, you know, deep dive into that, but I do talk about, you know, the issues that's going on that we see, you know, obviously issues that's been going on. It's not nothing new. It's just that it's a thing now. It's trendy. So, yeah, I do discuss that. Even like I had made like a little song or whatever, and Terence had used it for his promo video. And it was one of the songs I made a minute ago, but I really liked the vibe of that song. And Terence, as soon as he heard it, he was like, bro, this is perfect for like the promo video for my BLM shirts that I'm dropping. I'm like, do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I do say it a little bit, but I don't want to dive too deep into that because it gets weird after a certain point.
I feel that. How about you, Terence, with your, you know, clothing? Or I see you have Black Lives Matter, you know, merch. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, like more of on to just touch up on the last question. It's like for me, it's kind of like coming from a certain place where it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the most dangerous, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's stuff going on everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But
it's good.
Yeah, like I just think you just get, like you don't really get respect until you like put yourself on, you know what I'm saying? And then like in a positive way, it's 2 times better than, you know what I'm saying, if you're doing something legal or whatever, because people start to actually respect your grind and see what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And like Vern was saying, as far as giving back, like, you know, that was a big thing for both of us, even, you know, discussing how to get with different drives and donations. And like you said, just touching on the question you're asking now, when everything was going on, it's just like we was all affected, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we all had to, basically we was affected to the point where we all had to, you know, come together, sit down, have a meeting and talk about it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of friends, they don't really discuss exactly what's on their mind, you know what I'm saying? Everything is bottled in, but, you know, I think we had to discuss it, and moving forward, we thought it was the best thing to do, you know what I'm saying, to make that shirt just to contribute to like what's going on, you know what I'm saying, to not act like we're, you know, we're blind to what's going on. Like, all right, we're like, it's not just merch at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like we're about integrity. Like we want to raise awareness. So if we could help any way possible, like we want to contribute to that. So what we did, we're donating, you know, 100% of those proceeds to a Boys and Girls Club in Red Bank, where I'm from. And then we're going to donate the other half nationally to the grassroots law. So that's just what we did with trying to get people, you know what I'm saying, to purchase the Black Lives Matter shirts, just because it's not for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, that drop, that whole complete drop is literally like for the betterment, you know what I'm saying, of what we can do for other communities.
Right.
So that's why that was real. That drop specifically was like very important to us.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Respect that. So Foom, one question I have for you is, what is your end goal with the music? You know, we see a lot of people going, you know, independent now. You see artists, you know, just creating that cult following that they have for years and years. You see artists wanting to sign to a label, become the biggest artist in the world. What is your end goal for music?
I can't say I really have an end goal, because I feel like there's so many things that I want to do, and that it's probably more things that I'm not even thinking about that I want to do that I'm eventually get to. But as far as me, like, my biggest thing right now is building a core fan base and people that really rock with me the long way. So like, any way that I can get new fans, I'm doing it. And I'm normally not a person that really like telling people like, hey, go check out my music. Like, I'm the guy that like a girl meet me and be like, well, I've been talking to you for such and such this time and you never told me you make music. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't be like, I don't like forcing my music on people. But as of lately, you know, with this year, you know what I mean, I've been really trying to like push myself out there and do different things that I, you know, don't normally do. But there's so many things I want to achieve, bro. I would like to, you know, obviously big goals is getting Grammys and different type of stuff, and getting my family right, and, you know, putting them in position to do better. And it's so many things, but I feel like I could literally go down list forever.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to really, you know, make a difference and have my music impact people. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like that's the strongest thing ever. Like, when you can get somebody to relate through music and they really feel it, and you doing something for them or getting them through a rough time or whatever they're going through. So that's really my end goal, if I say I do have an end goal.
Right. And Terence, last question for you. What's the end goal for the whole Camp Collective as a whole?
For me, I mean, if I would have it my way, it would just be a forever building process. Like, it really wouldn't end. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got so many more ideas that, like, we haven't got to introduce yet. I just want to take it, you know, like, as far as like, it's almost the same thing of what Vern is saying. Like, I know, like, I'm new to this, you know what I'm saying? We're just now getting established, but like, I'm definitely trying to find a core fan base that rocks with me the long way, to the point where it's like I basically want to get to the point where it's like I'm dropping exclusively for my fans. So it's like they know what time the release is. They know that if they're not, you know what I'm saying, online at that time, like, they're going to miss it. Like, I basically want to relate, you know, my style through my clothing, and other people see that same similarity and rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, like, I like those pants. Like, that's my type of style too. You know what I'm saying? I need those. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like when people be like, man, I would kill that with this, with that, with that. Like, I like when people feel like that, because like, when I see an outfit, like, that's exactly how I feel. So it's just basically more in the same. Like, I just want to relate to people through my clothing more.
Sure. Okay. Yo, Terrence and Foom, thank you so much for sitting down with us. This is dope. Hopefully we could, you know, catch up again when you guys achieve everything you mentioned. You know, we definitely
bro. Thank you so much for having us, bro. Appreciate it. It's been real, man. It's a good conversation.
For sure. We appreciate you having us, man.
I'm glad we worked out a time for all of us to finally get on this.
Yeah, it was a struggle for a few weeks, but we worked it out, man.
Man, we did it, right? Yes, sir. Got it done.
But this is Drinking School Days Podcast. We got Foom and Terrence here, and we out.